Hello friends, welcome. In today's video, we are going to dive into essential oils with emotions, emotional oils, however you want to think about that, from a biblical worldview. Is it okay for believers to use oils to help support their emotions? Is it new age to use oils to support your emotions? What about the ones that are named things like forgiveness and hope? Are those okay? So let's dive on in here. But real quick before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. We are so glad that you are here. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Amanda Willis. I empower families to wellness authentically through biblically rooted principles. So let's dive in. Friends, I don't know if you are anything like me, but when I received my product guide in the mail almost 6 years ago with Young Living, I was looking at all of the different oils that are available because I ordered my premium starter kit mainly for the frankincense. I wanted wholesale pricing. I wanted the myrrh. I wanted, there were a couple other oils that I like, lemon oil, those things that I wasn't super familiar with yet, but I was like, I can learn to use these. That's great. Started flipping through my product guide and I got to the blends section, and under blends I saw oils with names like joy, peace and calming, hope, forgiveness, release, and I was like, that's some new age mumbo jumbo. We're gonna skip those and steer clear of them. So I steered clear of those for a very long time because of the name of the oil, and it concerned me, and I had no idea how essential oils work with the body. I had no idea anything about really frequency and how our bodies are designed. Now, if the word frequency freaks you out, be sure you check out my video. I will link in the description below on frequency and is it always new age? Because the reality is everything has frequency. Your body is made up of different frequencies. That's why things like EKGs work, is your heartbeat, right? It's electrical. Your body is electric. So electrical and frequency goes together. It's not some like weird energy thing that's just felt in the spiritual realm kind of thing, you know? So this is actual scientifically measurable frequencies that we're talking about here. And this is not going to be a whole video on the science of frequency or on the science of how the emotional oils work exactly. I'll give you a quick synopsis. I'll touch on that more in a future video. But for today, just understand that there is actually science behind how these oils are working. It's not a creepy spiritual, like, I was wondering if it was demonic, if it was kind of conjuring anything up. I don't know, call me crazy, but that was my concern. And so when I started learning how, first of all, aromas work with your limbic system in your brain, and that is where the emotional center is in your body. And so emotions are stored in your limbic system, and they are accessed, like stored emotions, like past emotions and things, are accessed through and released through and accessed, what's the other word I'm looking for? And almost triggered through aromas. And so certain aromas are tied with things. I mean, think about maybe, did your grandmother used to cook and make chocolate chip cookies all the time? And you smell those chocolate chip cookies and you're immediately taken back. The memory comes up, the emotions come up. Certain aromas just, trigger certain emotions. And so there's science behind how all of that works, and some of it we're just now discovering even how it works. However, some of that is frequency. So your body, every emotion that we experience actually carries a different frequency to it. So when you're really sad, there's this specific range of frequency that sadness kind of hangs out at. There's a certain range of frequency that when you're angry, that kind of your body is at that frequency. When you're experiencing joy, that sort of thing. So when you think of music, and if you are down and you really want to be uplifted, you might go turn on praise and worship music, you may turn on hymns, you may turn on something else, but that music helps you to reach the emotional state that you're looking for quicker. So it helps to restore your soul, not because the music's filling a space in your soul, but because it lifts up your spirit. It lifts up your body's frequency, because music also carries different frequencies. So the oils do very similar things. So the way that Gary Young formulated the blends of joy, for example, the blend of joy is that he took that range of frequency that your joy, the emotion of joy, is found at, and created a blend of oils that are very uplifting, that are in that frequency range. And so what happens is when you diffuse that oil, or you breathe it straight out of the bottle, or apply it to your body, it helps to raise your body's frequency to that level where the emotion is. And it's not that you're finding joy from the bottle. Obviously our joy is found from Jesus and in Jesus. However, when you are applying the oil of joy, or smelling the oil of joy, you are raising your body's frequency to the frequency of the emotion of joy. And so you are able to reach that emotion quicker. It just helps you to get there faster, is all. And so it can help when you're just really feeling down, and sometimes you just can't muster yourself up there, and you're praying and you just don't seem to be breaking through. If you surround yourself with music and you start singing, that transforms a lot of times quickly. If you sing and use an oil, that works even faster. So it's not anything that's crazy. You're not stirring up anything that shouldn't be there, or trying to access some secret knowledge or secret anything. You are just using the tools that the Lord gave. So after learning a lot of the science behind the emotional oils, as well as the intent behind the emotional oils, and then of course searching the scriptures and seeing this next verse really helped me to be a lot more comfortable using oils and recognizing that they are a gift of the Lord to use them for emotions. And that's not something that was created by, that wasn't something that was created by the New Age. It is something that was created by God. That's why it works. That's why they work, is because that was part of the creation and the purpose. And so in Proverbs chapter 27, I'm reading from, this is the King James ER version, which is the easy read, which means they just took the King James and changed all the these and the thous. So it's different than the New King James, which has kind of moved things around a little bit. This is still regular King James version. It just doesn't have the thee and the thou and thouest, etc. So chapter 27 of Proverbs, verse 9 says that ointment and perfume rejoice the heart. So does the sweetness of man's friend by hearty counsel. So it was known in Solomon's time that ointments and perfumes, so that would be, all of their perfumes were essential oil based back then. They weren't doing like synthetic fragrances. That wasn't a thing back in that time. So they knew ointments and perfumes, they rejoice the heart. They make you glad. They lift you up. They can relieve anxiety. They can do all of these things. They rejoice the heart. And when I read that, I was like, oh, that's so helpful for me to understand and to recognize that, yes, God knows that. He created them that way. And so hopefully, friend, this helps you if you've been hesitant at all about using them, or curious whether or not it's okay for a believer to use oils to help support their emotions. I'd say, do you use anything else to help support your emotions? We will dive again further into some more of the science and the limbic system and how oils work with that in a future video. Be sure you are subscribed to this channel and have notifications turned on so that you get notified when that future video comes live. Until next time, friends, take care. Cheers.